This is InTheCage.pl and our special guest today is Josh Emmett. Hello, Josh.
How you doing?
It is very nice to have you here. This Saturday on 24th, you are fighting in a main event with Jeremy Stevens at UFC on Fox 28. When did you get the information that you are going to fight in a main event of this goal in Orlando?
I got the call probably about 5 weeks ago, and I just had my manager call me, and they asked what I thought about Jeremy Stevens, and I said, yeah, let's do it, not knowing that it was going to be so soon. I figured I'd fight in April or May sometime, but when they told me it'd be February 24th in Orlando, on Big Fox in the main event, I had to take it. I couldn't turn it down. It's another big opportunity, and it's just a way for me to, continue that run at the title and just put my name on the map and go out there and prove to everybody that I belong here.
Your last fight and this great KO on Ricardo Lamas. I have to ask, what was difficult for you in octagon game of Ricardo? Was it something at all?
What was difficult for what?
Was What was difficult in octagon game of Ricardo? If he was doing something that was difficult in octagon for you?
Um, yeah, no, nothing was really difficult. I've watched Lamas throughout his whole career. He's been at the top of his game for so long, and just with watching film with my coaches, we saw tendencies in him that we could capitalize on, and yeah, everything went according to plan.
And do you feel quite well after this fight, according to your health and to everything what's connected with your healthy preparing for next fight? Is it not too soon to fight with Jeremy Stevens?
Oh no, it's perfect timing. I fought December 16th of last year, and I was in and out of there in one round. And after that, I just had some downtime. My wife and I went over to Italy to visit my brother for Christmas and the New Year, and we had good food. Just had a good time, just relaxed. So I didn't have any more like stress mentally or physically. Enjoyed myself, and then I got right back into the gym when we got back from Italy. And just because I was helping other people train for their fights, we had a lot of teammates had upcoming fights, so I was back in there, knowing that I was most likely going to fight, like I said, sometime in April or May. So I was just kind of getting back into the swing of things. And then I got offered the fight, and I was already in the gym, and I started my fight camp immediately. But yeah, I have no injuries. Yeah, no injuries. I feel great. So.
Okay, I understand it quite well. And what about the weight cutting? Is it going good?
Yeah, no, it's going good. So we're it's still going to be challenging. The weight's always going to be difficult. Making 145, 155 was a little tough, but yeah, I'm right on track, and I feel great. So this will be another way to shut up everyone that's saying I'm not going to make weight.
Okay, what do you think about your opponent, about Jeremy Stevens? What's his biggest advantage?
I think he's a great fighter. He's a seasoned veteran. Yeah, he's well rounded. His thing that he's really well known for is just his power and his ability to knock people out. But he comes from a wrestling background like me, and I think we're really similar in styles, and that's why it's going to make for such a great fight on Saturday night.
If I can ask, where will you be looking for dominance? On feet or maybe on the ground?
I can take it anywhere, whether it's I never have a game plan though going into a fight, just because I feel like if you can't execute it, then it might get in your head. So I'm just gonna go in there and I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna do what I do best, and mix things up. But I think I'm better everywhere, and I'm gonna be faster and more technical, and we'll find out who hits harder.
Jeremy Stephens is trying sometimes to do some trash talk with his opponents. How do you feel in such things? Will you let him to provocate you?
Oh yeah, I don't really mind. Feel that start talking all this like trash or whatever you want to call it. I feel like it's just I feel like they're a little weak, and they have to say something in order to whether they hype themselves up to fight someone or feel comfortable getting in the octagon. But it doesn't bother me. It is a fight, so he can say whatever he wants. We're gonna fight on the 24th, so it doesn't matter. We'll find out.
Is it a problem for you to fight with a fellow countryman?
No, not at all. Yeah, it's just another opponent to me. I don't care if they're from a different country. They're the ranked last in the division, best in the world. It's just another opponent in front of me, and I keep saying I just have to go out there and just fight my fight. And if the best me shows up on Saturday night, there's nobody that can beat me.
Let's say that you are going to win this Saturday, and what's next? Will you be looking for a title shot next?
Yeah, that's the plan in my eyes. I go out there, I perform well, I beat a tough veteran. I think my next fight will be for the title. I know Edgar and Ortega are going to fight. The winner of them will most likely get Holloway. I want the winner of that fight.
I understand. And if I can ask you, what's your type for this fight between Frankie Edgar and Brian Ortega?
I'm kind of leaning Edgar, just because he's been in the game. He's been at the top of his game his whole career. He's one of the best, and Ortega's he's a good fighter as well. But I feel like Edgar's going to kind of pull off a decision, but you can never count out Ortega because from time to time before he's caught people in those slick submissions. But if he can submit Edgar, he could pull it off. Other than that, I really just think Frankie Edgar is going to be a little too much for him, and he's going to pull off a decision.
Okay, and a little question about your teammate, I think, still, Cody Garbrandt from Team Alpha Male. Do you think that TJ Dillashaw should give him an immediate rematch?
I don't know. It's really whatever the UFC wants, and I don't think it's really up to TJ, but we'll see what goes on with that. I don't know if he's going to fight Mighty Mouse or if they'll fight later on, but it's really up to the UFC. Cody wants it, of course. He wants to bring that belt back to the team again, and so we just got to sit back and see what happens in the future.
Of course. And a little turn back to the last year and your fight in UFC in Gdańsk in Poland. When we first met, it was in a hotel lobby in Gdańsk, and you were after this great fight and win with Felipe Arantes. How do you remember your trip to Poland and this event in Gdańsk?
Oh, I loved it. Gdańsk was, I thought it was beautiful. The architecture, the people, just the fans too. They're just really, they're great. So I had a great time. We actually stayed. We were actually there for maybe a week before the fight, and then we stayed a few days after as well. And so we did everything. We did a ton of sightseeing and tourist stuff, and ate some good food, and I would definitely make my way back to the country.
Well, I have to say that we are really exciting to see you again in Poland if UFC is going to organize an event in our country. Okay, Josh, thank you very much for your time, and I hope that we are going to see the best Josh Emmett on Saturday night in your fight in the main event of UFC on Fox 28 in Orlando. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.